All right. Are we live? I think we are. Hello. Can you guys see me? Hear me okay? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me make I got it. Okay. Hello. Hey, Tiffany. Hey, Tony, Fidelia, Cleister, Lania's here, Karen's here, CH is here, Dejanay is here, Needham is here. Hello, what is going on? Veronica's here. Everyone's here. Hello, Mommy, Chanel, Linda's here, Annabelle's here from Puerto Rico, Brenda, Hope, Shan. Hey, everyone. Hey, Lena. Hello. Lady of Silk, Nia, and from Barbados. Ooh, I wish I can be in Barbados. It's so funny because me and a few of my old coworkers, we are planning a trip to Barbados in April. That's the plan. So, see what happens, but that's the plan. I would love to go to Barbados. I have not had a vacation in a minute. So where you guys at? We got Charlotte in the house, which is literally right down the road from me. We got Miami, we got Little Rock, Nevis, New Zealand. What? Hey, New Zealand. We got Atlanta, New York City, Baltimore, Chicago, Jamaica, California, Chicago. Is it cold in Chicago? I know it's cold because it's cold here in North Carolina. Like last night, the lowest was like 27 or something like that. So it's 27 here. I know it has to be cold in Chicago. Got Georgia, St. Louis, Jamaica, South Africa, Washington, Tampa, Louisiana, Morocco. What? Morocco, can you like send me some argan oil? Aren't you guys known for like argan oil, I believe? I'm so glad you're here. Mebin. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you guys are here and joining me live for this amazing Q&A session. If this is your first time joining me live, put a 1 in the chat. And if this is your second time or your third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10, joining me live, put a 2 in the chat. I want to read the room and get an idea of who we have in here. Okay. I don't know what just happened, but I'm back. Okay, we got a lot of ones. Got a lot of ones, got a lot of 2s in here. And for those who remember my rant about Starbucks, I have not given it up yet. I am still an avid Starbucks person. But this is honey citrus mint tea. If you guys have not tried their honey citrus mint tea, it's so good. Okay, we got some 1s and some 2s. So for the ones that are in here, welcome. I'm so glad you are here. As always, when I do my lives, I have no agenda. This is for you guys to, ask me any questions you may have concerning your hair or your scalp. And we're going to just have some fun. And I probably will be on here for maybe like the next 30, 40 minutes around there. So I have no more announcements outside of that. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's see. I always be in your bushes. 2, you got to tell me that secret to the hair growth. Loving it. Thank you, Shan. I just been leaving my hair alone. Like I just did I need to turn into a video, but I literally just been leaving my hair alone and it's just been doing its own thing. So, but I'm going to make a video like specifically on what I've been doing and just my regimen. So stay tuned for that. Okay, Pamela says, and first of all, let me just shout out to Pamela. Pamela, you are such a Curly Chemistry community person. I always see you on IG. I always see you here on YouTube. So I appreciate your support. Thank you so much, Pamela. And I think you just got the natural hair care with some flashcards or the practical solutions for natural hair. Either one. I appreciate your support, Pamela. So thank you so much. Okay. Do you pre-poo if you are doing a hot oil treatment? You can. I mean, honestly, you don't have to. It just depends on what your hair needs. For me, regardless, I'm going to pre-poo my hair. That helps me with the moisture protein balance. But if I feel like my hair needs some extra TLC, it's really kind of dry, especially with the winter time, then yes, I will do a hot oil treatment. So it just depends on what your hair needs. Great question. Let's see. Lanaya, I didn't see your question. If you can re-put it, paste it back in the chat, and I'll get to it. Okay, let's see. Chocolate Queen said it takes 20 days to break a habit. It does take 20 days to break a habit. Are you referring to my Starbucks habit? It's okay. I understand. One of these days, not today. Okay, let's see. TLA says, is there such a thing as sunscreen for the hair? I've seen hair products that have sunscreen. It's a thing. It's not a popular thing, but I can see it becoming a trend, especially going into 2024, because the truth is, you know, the sun releases free radicals, which lead to oxidative stress on the hair. And oxidative stress does tend to age the hair. So it can sometimes cause premature graying of the hair. It can make the hair really frizzy, really dry. It can damage the surface of the cuticle. So I can see brands like putting sunscreens and like moisturizers and oils and conditioners to kind of combat these effects, you know. So it's a thing. I think, you know, the product itself will vary per person, you know, because everything don't work for everyone. But I can see it definitely being a trend, especially once again going into this new year. Great question. Let's see. Is cold pressed black seed oil good for the scalp? Brenda, that's a great question. So I like black seed oil. I don't have any problems with it. I've never seen it as a red flag, mainly because it is non-comedogenic, so it doesn't clog the pores of the scalp. So anything, honestly, that doesn't clog the pores of the scalp, I'm going to be okay with, you know. But black seed oil is amazing. I can't even talk. There's so many benefits to black seed oil. I know some people who actually take it by mouth, you know, like actually take like a tablespoon of it every day. But it's great for the scalp and for the hair as well. Gianna says, I'm so confused about hair oiling. Is it good for all cases of hair thinning, itching? Can it reverse hair loss? So when it comes to hair oiling, I mean, right now it's kind of like you have two different things going on. So when you talk about hair thinning and itching, it's more so that's more scalp related, right? So if I'm going to recommend hair oiling to someone, that's more so for smoothing the cuticle, you know, helping with preventing breakage, giving the hair shine, helping with moisture retention for the actual hair itself, right? But when you talk about hair thinning, that's a little bit different. You know, that's kind of where the green tea rinses come into play. That's kind of where checking your vitamin D levels, your iron levels come into play. So it's not so much the hair oiling for the hair thinning, you know. It's a whole different thing. And like I said, green tea rinses are great, in my opinion, for reducing excessive shedding. Once again, go to your doctor, get some blood work done, check your hormone levels. If you're in that menopausal stage, that can also lead to hair thinning as well. So it could be other factors leading to that. But like I said, hair oiling is completely different. Itching of the scalp can be product buildup. I don't know how often you wash your hair, you know, because that's a thing too. Sometimes women don't wash their hair very often, unfortunately, and they have a lot of scalp issues, including itchy scalp. You can have a really dry scalp, especially with the colder months coming in now. You know, that can lead to a dry scalp as well. So it could be a number of things going on. I do have a few videos on hair thinning and like scalp care. So I would recommend checking that out here on my channel. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see. Vanessa says, which hair mask would you recommend for hair growth? So once again, when it comes to like hair mask, it's not really for hair growth because your hair mask is similar to a conditioner, right? So your conditioner is really for the hair itself, not so much for like the scalp where your growth is actually coming out of. Hair mask can be beneficial in length retention. Okay, so you have hair growth, which comes from the scalp, but then you have length retention, which is more so the caring of your ends so that they don't break off. And that's where hair masks come into play. So with that being said, any type of good hair mask, you know, like I like, what do I like? I like a lot of things. The Shea Moisture Manuka Honey Mask, that's really good. TGIN, they have a really good hair mask also. Curls, they make good hair masks too. What else? Curlsmith, they make a really good one. Melanin, she has a really good one too. So hair mask is really for length retention. For hair growth, that's where you get into like your vitamins, your diet, how much water are you consuming on a daily basis, your hair growth oils, your scalp massages. That's where that comes into with hair growth. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, let's see. We are at 54 likes. My goal for today, you guys know I always have like a like goal, is 100 likes. If this has been helpful to you so far, I know we just got started, but if this has been helpful so far, please be sure to like this video. The goal is 100 likes tonight. So thank you guys. Okay, let's get back to it. Where was I? Where was I? Have you tried the Ewan brush yet? If so, how do you like it? I have not tried the unbrush. I've never tried the unbrush before. I gotta check that out. The unbrush. I'm gonna write it down right now. You guys know I always take notes. I'm gonna check it out. Tanya, your hair is gorgeous. Thank you, Jillian. I appreciate it. I literally just did like 2 plaits and just unraveled them, and here we are. So thank you. Okay, let's see. Lanaya, here we go. How long can a person go without washing their hair and scalp and not have a problem on the hair and scalp? I wouldn't go too long. Once again, I always give the analogy of your scalp is like your skin. I mean, it is skin, but imagine how long can you go without taking a shower before you start being funky? You know what I'm saying? And your skin start getting irritated and getting rashes and stuff and bacterial infections. So the same thing applies to our scalp. So you don't want to go too long. I personally feel like you try not to go longer than 2-3 weeks. I just wouldn't do it personally because you sweat, you got dirt, you got product buildup, you got environmental pollutants and other factors. What else you got going on? You got a lot of things. You got product buildup, so all that accumulates on the scalp, not to mention the fact that you got dead skin cells just multiplying throughout the day. Like, you want to get rid of that stuff so your scalp can thrive, your scalp can breathe, so your hair can grow. Because when you don't take care of your scalp, you are low-key disrupting your hair growth cycle. A lot of hair growth issues can be solved just by increasing your wash day. And I'm not talking about washing your hair every day or 3 times a week. I'm not talking about that. But like I said, for me, my goal is to wash my hair once a week. I used to do it once a month, but I had really bad buildup. My scalp was just acting crazy. So I had to, increase my wash days. So now I do it once a week. The max out weight is once every 2 weeks. I tried to go over 2 weeks, but my goal is once a week. So long story short, sis, I wouldn't go longer than 2-3 weeks when it comes to washing your hair. Hopefully that helps. Chocolate Queen says, hello, Miss T. I hope that you have a great day today. It's been good. I'm tired, but it's been a good day. I see that they have rosemary and ACV shampoo and conditioner. I would like to know if they are good and which brand would you recommend? Which brand has that? I haven't seen rosemary and ACV shampoo and conditioner. If you can tell me, well, you're asking me which brand. I don't even know what brand that is. I'll look into it, but me, it's all about like the placement of the ingredients, because if the rosemary is in the shampoo or conditioner at like 0.001%, it's not going to have any effect on your hair anyway. Same thing with the ACV. So is it marketing or is it functional? But I would have to see the actual ingredient list to be able to confirm if it's in there at a functional performing level or if it's just in there like at a drop and just for marketing. So, but the concept sounds really good. Rosemary, ACV, those are great for the scalp. Tyron says, how do you feel about, what's going on here? Okay. Thank you for, I don't know who's giving me hearts, but thank you for the hearts. You guys know I love the hearts. I love the likes and the hearts. So thank you. Okay. How do you feel about using rosemary water for hair growth? I think that's a good idea. Sorry, I got a text message. I think rosemary rinses are great. it can almost be like a tonic in a sense for the scalp because it's going to be moisturizing because of that water, but also stimulating because of that rosemary too. So I think it's a great idea. A lot of women are doing it. You know, it's a trend. It's trending right now. So I think it's great. I think rosemary is amazing. There's been a lot of good data talking about how effective rosemary is for the scalp and the hair. So I think it's awesome. Lady T says, I wish my edges grew so bad. We have an appointment the end of January. You have no earlier appointments. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? I look forward to chatting with you in January for sure. If you shoot me an email, I may have something available, but I don't know. With the holidays coming, I'm not too sure, but maybe we can work something out early January. But shoot me an email. But I do look forward to connecting with you soon, and we can get your edges growing and flourishing. So yeah. And for those who may not know, I do hair care coaching. That's what she's referring to. So if you want to sign up for one-on-one hair care coaching with me, you can see my link below. Thanks for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. God bless you. You're welcome, Yolanda. Thank you for being here. How long can we go without cutting our ends? That depends on your hair, honestly. That's gonna be based. I can't even talk. That's gonna be based off of your hair and the styles that you do too. Because if you do a lot of protective styles, you really don't got to be cutting your ends like that. You just don't. But if you're constantly in your hair every day, you constantly doing different types of styles and combing and brushing, you may have to do more trims than usual. You know, so it just depends on your hair and how you style your hair. Okay, let's see. CH, does it have to be distilled water? It doesn't. It doesn't. Ideally, that would be great. If you can opt for a distilled or deionized water, those two would be ideal for sure. Great question. Beautiful glass frames. Where are they from? These are from Amazon. I don't know the brand, but they're from Amazon. So, but thank you. Okay, let's see. Let me go back up. Where was I? I'm trying to be in order tonight. I'm trying. Okay, answered that already. Nisha says, hey, I think I've developed eczema after giving birth. I literally have flakes like 4 days after washing. Any advice as to what I can use with this condition? You may need, let's see. There's two things that come to my mind right now. Number one, I would get your hands on the Atlanta Hair Doctor's shampoo. I love her shampoo. I think it's really, really good, especially for those who have like eczema, psoriasis, alopecia. So get your hands on her shampoo. That's Atlanta Hair Doctor's shampoo. So check her out. If that doesn't work, then I would look for a trichologist in your area or a dermatologist to see what's going on. They can like take like a closer look at your scalp because you may need something on like a prescription level, you know, so it just depends. So I would check out the Atlanta Hair Doctor shampoo first. If that doesn't work, then see a trichologist or a dermatologist. Okie dokie, let's see. CC World says Minneapolis, Minnesota. I finally caught a live. Yay, CC, I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Why does CCCA make you a poor candidate for a hair transplant? I'm not sure, Karen. To be honest with you, hair transplants aren't my area of expertise. So I'm not even going to try to, explain an answer for you because I don't know. I'm not too sure. I would connect with the dermatologist or the trichologist or whoever told you that to find out exactly why, because hair transplant is their area of expertise. So they would probably give you more information on that. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see. Hi. What is a great antioxidant and preservative for DIY hair oils and hair grease? So antioxidant, I would honestly, if you're making a hair oil at home or hair grease, you can just put vitamin E in it. Vitamin E is an amazing antioxidant and it does help to extend the shelf life of your oils. So you can just add like a few drops of vitamin E and that should do it. If you start getting into water-based formulations like shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers, then that's a different story, but something like a hair oil, hair grease, there's no water involved, no aloe involved, you're fine with just vitamin E. So yeah, but I will also say this too, because I always tell my clients this, for those, who I connect with, who make hair care lines, if you are planning to sell your products to consumers, Because it's one thing when it's just for you, when you're just making it for yourself at home, whatever. But if you do plan to sell this formula online, I do recommend getting that safety tested just to be sure. You can do a micro test. I mean, I wouldn't recommend you do it, but there are different cosmetic safety testing laboratories out here that can do that work for you. But you want to get a micro test if you decide to, sell this formulation, just to be sure. So hopefully that helps. Okay, where am I? Does the sun cause the hair to turn from black to brown? That's a possibility. That's a possibility because I mentioned earlier how, the sun does create oxidative stress and, on the hair, which does tend to age the hair. So it can affect the cuticle of the hair and definitely the color of the hair too. So I wouldn't be surprised if it can turn your hair from black to brown. So what I would do in your case is I would get a few drops of vitamin E oil. Like you can get it from Whole Foods and just kind of put that on your hair when you go outside or before you go outside. That'll help kind of protect your hair from the sun itself because vitamin E oil is an amazing antioxidant. So I would recommend that. Okay, let's see. Where am I? You're welcome, Lady T. You are welcome. Okay, where am I? I lost my place. Okay, Shan says, do I know much maybe about the hair grease pomade called Nature's Blessing? Yes. So Nature's Blessing, I've used it before. It's very lightweight hair grease. Is not heavy like Blue Magic, but it is nice. I do like it. I know it's like mainly in some beauty supply store. You can't find it very like everywhere, but when I have used it in the past, I did like it. I didn't have any like problems with it, but it is a nice sealant. It behaves just like a regular hair grease where it locks in moisture, softens the hair, smooths the cuticle, brings shine, all that good stuff. So I think it's great. Is there anything I can do to get thicker hair? So maybe. Maybe. And the reason why I say maybe is because sometimes, the density of your hair can be just based off of your genetics. So I would look at your mom's hair, your grandma's hair, your great grandma's hair, your auntie's hair, your cousin's hair. I will look at that to see how their hair is, because a lot of times that will kind of predict how your hair will be. Is that always the case? No, not always, but a lot of times it is genetics. Now, what you can do in the meantime, of course, you can do castor oil scalp massages. Castor oil has been known for a very long time to thicken the hair. You can also always, I'll highly recommend this, is, check your vitamin D levels, your iron levels, make sure that there's no hair thinning going on because you have low iron levels. And then the biggest thing too is just be consistent with your hair care regimen. Just kind of focus on shampooing your hair, conditioning your hair, like keeping up with that regimen, that consistent regimen, because that's going to make your hair thrive. And a lot of time when your hair thrives, the thickness will come. So that's what I do recommend. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see. Lady of Silk says, I have a bald spot near the crown and it's very tender to the touch. Okay. I have to be careful when I wash that area because it's so tender. Could that be from alopecia? It could definitely be alopecia, or could be from alopecia for sure. I would ask yourself, what's the history of styling in that area? Like how have you styled your hair in that area? Like, has there been like a lot of trauma to that space? Have you used anything recently product wise? It could be a number of things, but if it is tied to alopecia, it may be worth, getting it professionally checked out. So that's what I would definitely recommend looking for like a dermatologist or a trichologist in your area just to see what's going on, especially since it's tender, because if it's tender, a lot of times it can be tied to irritation and inflammation too, so I would definitely get that checked out just to make sure everything's okay. I want to do my own aloe vera juice / gel. How can I preserve it without putting it in store-bought preservative? So for stuff like that, aloe vera juice, aloe vera gel, so aloe, if it's DIY, I would just get rid of it after a few days. I know you probably want to keep it longer than that, but I just wouldn't recommend it. I mean, I just wouldn't recommend keeping it unless you turn into an actual formulation. And because I don't have your percentages, I don't know what you're working with, I can't really recommend a preservative to you. If you do decide to do this, like you want to sell this, I definitely recommend signing up for a consultation with me. But in the meantime, if this is for you, I would just say just make the aloe vera. And do you hear that? I hope that dog's okay. There's a dog outside and he's like barking. Okay, anyway, I got distracted. Can you guys hear that? Okay, I got distracted. What is it saying? Aloe vera. I would just be careful what the aloe vera says. Be careful. And also aloe vera juice and gel itself. I don't know. I would just be careful. I would just get rid of it after a few days if you do decide to DIY it. But if you do decide to make it into an actual formula, you will need an actual preservative. And since I don't have your numbers, I can't really recommend a preservative for you over here. But if you do decide to do it, definitely sign up for a call with me and I would love to walk you through what you need for your formula to optimize it. Hopefully that makes sense. Sorry, I got distracted. The dog stopped, so we're okay. I've never heard a dog bark like that before. He was like, I'm not going to mimic him because I don't want to. Pamela says, I did a wash and go with gel, praying my hair doesn't dry out. Any suggestions? You just have to wait and see how your hair turns out. I don't know what kind of gel you use. Was it like flaxseed gel? Was it like slippery elm, marshmallow root? Was it like a eco style gel? So I don't know. Did you put an oil on top of that? So I would just, I don't know. You're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully it's not like a really hard gel, but like I said, if it does come out and it's like dry, like really dry, I would just put some water on it, put some oil on top of that, and that'll help to like smooth it out and make it a lot more softer. So, but yeah, but let me know. Keep me posted on how it works for you. Okay. Karen says she heard the dog. Okay, great. Because I'm like, what's happening outside? Okay. Where am I? Thank you guys. I'm at 104 likes. Yay! I appreciate y'all. If this has been helpful for you so far, please try to like this video. Okay, where am I? I lost my, okay. Where? Okay, here we go. Maria says, hey Maria, she says, what are the benefits of using mud mask for natural hair? So it depends on what kind of mud you're using. Is like a clay. If it is a clay, is it bentonite clay? Is it raw soil clay? Is it green clay? There's so many clays out here that are like mud masks. So it depends on the type of clay. You guys know or may not know, my favorite clay is raw soil clay. I just did a video on it a few weeks ago, but it's chock full of silica. And silica is great for strengthening the follicles, which does help to reduce excessive shedding. And it softens the hair like nobody's business. So I like raw soil clay. If you have not tried that, I would do it. Some people make their own like recipes. There's some people who put like raw soil clay and they mix it with water and oil. Some people do raw soil clay with ACV. So kind of, see what works best for you. But I think raw soil clay is amazing for the hair and the scalp as well. Cece says, I just mashed the like button. Thank you, Cece. I appreciate you, sis. Annabelle says, I braided my hair for a week, almost a year now. I braided my hair for a week, almost a year now. And since then, it's not the same. It's dry, brittle, and it's like it doesn't absorb any moisture and it's coming off like a lot. What can I do? You braided your hair for a week, almost a year now. I don't understand that part. I think that's the part that's confusing me. You said you braided your hair for a week. So you kept the braids in for a week, but the almost a year now is, so maybe this happened a while, like almost a year ago, but you had it in for a week. But since then, your hair has been really dry and brittle. So my question for you, Annabelle, is what have you been doing since you took the braids out? Like what's your regimen? How often do you moisturize your hair? Do you moisturize your hair every 2 days, once, every day? Like how often do you moisturize your hair? How often do you deep condition your hair? How often do you wash your hair? Because if you're doing all of the things and your hair is still dry and brittle, then we're looking internal. Now we're looking at your vitamin D levels. We're looking at your iron levels. We're looking at your hormones. We're looking at your thyroid. We're looking at how much water do you consume. We're looking at your diet. We're looking at if there's any inflammation in your body, so that's kind of how I'm looking at it. So the first thing I would tackle is your regimen. What does that look like? And you may need to sign up for one-on-one hair care coaching with me, and we can walk through this together, and I can build a hair care regimen for you with product suggestions based off of the goals that you have for your hair. So I would highly recommend doing that. You can find more information about it below, and we can definitely connect one-on-one. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's see. Colleen said, is it good to use liquid vitamins directly on your scalp? I mix it with the carrier oil. Well, I know some people who do that and they get pretty good results. I think it varies. I think it varies. I mean, I personally wouldn't recommend it unless the company says, like whoever the vitamin company is, say that it's okay for you to do that. But people are going to do what they want to do. But if you're using it, okay, and you're seeing results with it, then that could be a good sign. But I would also watch for any type of like irritation to your scalp, because if you see that, then you definitely want to discontinue usage. But I typically don't put liquid vitamins on my scalp, so I can't really say because I don't have that experience. But like I said, it varies because there are some people who do it and some people like myself who don't. So I would just say just kind of be careful and see how your scalp and your hair responds. What's your thoughts on Girl Plus Hair brand? I haven't tried them out before, but I will write their name down so I can check them out. Girl Plus Hair. Okay, how long does it take to recover from traction alopecia if you only do loose braids and wear wigs? That's really going to be based off of your hair. I mean, some people can recover in 6 months, some people recover in a year, some people recover less than that or more than that. So it just depends on your own hair journey and how your body is responding to the recovery process of traction alopecia. But you are on the right track because you are doing the loose braids and you're wearing wigs. So that's really good. My hope is that the wigs that you're wearing are not the kind that require glue, because there's headband wigs out there. I love headband wigs, so just make sure that you're not using any glue on the crown of your head. But you are definitely on the right track, but it does take time. And that's the thing about our hair. It takes time. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Are coconut oil good for, I don't think you finished your question, Irene, but coconut oil is good for your hair, for sure. I recommend it a lot for pre-pooing. It's actually one of the few oils that penetrate into the hair. Not a lot of oils do that. And a lot of oils don't do that because of the chemical structures. So when you have oils that have like really like polyunsaturated oils, like they have like really cricket chemical structures, they're too big in a sense and too bulky to penetrate into the cuticle of the hair. But coconut oil, being full of lauric acid, is a saturated fatty acid, meaning it's very linear. So something that's very linear is going to have a very easy time. I can't think of anything else right now, and penetrate into the cuticle because of its shape. So I love coconut oil. I use it as a pre-poo. I think it's amazing. It makes my wash day so much better, detangling so much better. So I think it's dope. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate you. Okay, let me scroll down to the bottom because I feel like did you say raw silk? Raw soul clay. I'll put it in the chat. There it goes. Raw soul clay. Should you brush your hair daily? Some people do. I don't. I would say less is best for our hair. But if you are going to brush your hair, make sure like a soft boar bristle brush. Apparently, boar bristle brushes are, that's such a tongue twister. Boar bristle brushes are the best brushes for our hair. So if you're going to brush your hair daily, use one of those. I would also recommend putting like a lightweight oil on your hair prior to brushing your hair, like a jojoba, grapeseed, a sweet almond oil. That'll help to smooth the cuticle and also, in a sense, reduce the surface friction between the brush and your hair. So I would do that. I typically any type of comb or brush, I do that once every 2 days for my hair. But if your hair responds well to doing it once a day, then that's fine too. Hi, Brianna. I'm going to take a break. I've been talking so long. So what's going on? Happy holidays. Okay, break is over. I had a 5-second break. Is it normal to always have single-stranded knots at your ends, even if you do low manipulation styles? Yes and no. Single-stranded knots are one of those things where it's like, it's a conundrum. It really is, because no one really knows where they're from. I think they're from your styles. Like, personally, I feel like people who style their hair a lot are more prone to getting single-stranded knots. And it can be from anything. It can be from wash and goes. It can be from being your hair all the time. So single-stranded knots are one of those weird things. I would also think about, like, how often do you detangle your hair too? Because that's a thing as well. Because you do the low manipulation styles, which is great. We love that, right? But how often do you comb your hair? Because excuse me, if you're not combing your hair, let's say you comb your hair once a week, right? Throwing this out there. You have a lot of shedded hair that's just building up in your hair, and that can lead to your hair kind of wrapping around itself. And then when you go to, like, take your hair down or comb your hair or whatever, now you have these little single-stranded knots. So it could be a part of, like, how you're, like, just your maintenance, So it's one of those weird things. So for me, it's either how you're styling your hair or how you are combing, how often you're combing your hair. But deep conditioning helps a ton. Moisturizing your hair helps a ton. Avoid brittle, dry hair as much as possible, because that's going to increase them. And unfortunately, you're going to have to cut them. That's the thing. Like, no one can unravel a single strand knot. If you find a product that does that, please let me know. Okay. But for the most part, you just got to cut them things. So, but yeah. But I probably should do a video. I don't think I've done a video solely on single stranded knots. So thank you for that. I will do that. So stay tuned. All right, let's see. Let's see. Let me go back up, see what I missed. Dejanay says, is it necessary to do protein treatments regularly? And if so, would you recommend Apogee 2-step? Also, how do I know I need a protein treatment? Great question. So is it necessary to do protein treatments regularly? So when it comes to things being necessary for our hair, that's always going to vary based off of everyone's hair type. I recommend them. I say that because our hair is it's a protein, So a lot of times when we are styling our hair, when we're doing our hair, it does kind of take away sometimes of the protein, because if you did like a microscopic look of your cuticle, you are going to see missing pieces of your cuticle. And that just happens over time, especially, just the aging, the cycle of our hair. So protein treatments help to replenish the protein back into our hair so our hair can remain strong and that integrity is intact. So what I typically recommend is doing protein treatments, if not once a month, every other month. Now, you don't have to do a heavy protein like 2-step. I did 2-step on Sunday because I'm getting ready to flat iron my hair. Surprise! I'm getting ready to flat iron my hair. Woo-hoo. I haven't done it in like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It's been a minute. So I'm planning to flat iron my hair on Saturday for Christmas. So because I'm getting ready to put heat on my hair, which is direct heat, a flat iron is direct heat, that's why I did the 2-step. So my hair can be strong enough for that heat. So it depends on what you're getting ready to do too, So is it necessary? Recommended? Yes, I'll say that. You had another question. How do you know you need a protein treatment? So sometimes, once again, if you're just doing it once every other month, it's just for maintenance. It's just to make sure your hair is where it needs to be. So it may not be anything drastic. If it is drastic, what will typically happen is your hair will be very mushy, almost like, think about when you squish spaghetti. Like, you have a bunch of spaghetti in your hands and you're like, very mushy. Like, if your hair ever gets like that, you need protein bad. It is probably one of the scariest type of feeling for your hair, because not everyone experiences it, but you can't miss it when it happens. I don't know if there's anyone in this chat who can testify to moisture overload, but your hair literally feels like spaghetti and it's horrible. You can't hold any type of curl pattern at all. You can't hold any type of style at all. So typically if you have that, then you need protein. But I have a whole video on this too, so definitely check out. If you type in curly chemistry protein in the YouTube search box, you'll see the video pop up. So hopefully that helps. Miss T, wait, no. Violet, Miss T, I'm gonna get to your question in a second. What time is it? Let me check my time. 7:42. Okay, we're gonna do a few more questions and then we're gonna head out. Time goes by so fast when you're having fun. I'm so sad. Okay. Is it good to use castor oil and shea butter on your natural hair? Yes, there's nothing wrong with castor oil or shea butter. Now for the castor oil, you can use it as a sealant to lock in moisture. You can also use it on your scalp. You can use it on your edges for hair growth, for scalp health. You can use it for that. Shea butter, ideally used to soften the hair. That's going to be your step 2 of moisturizing our hair, because you guys know, curly chemistry community, that moisturizing our hair, the 2-step process. You got your water-based product, cream or liquid as number 1, and you got your step 2, which is going to be either an oil, a butter, or a grease. So that's where that shea butter can come into play. But both of those are great. They're great. And if you want to make something really nice, do like I'm gonna give y'all a formula real quick. Do like do 70% shea butter, 30% castor oil. Mix that up. A few drops of vitamin E. Thank me later. Now, don't y'all be selling my formula. I'm just kidding. But seriously, try that. Try that out. You might like it. Okay, what's a good brand of Rosso clay? I like Mountain Rose Herbs. I talk about that company all the time, but they make some really good herbs, good clays, good oils, good butters. But Mountain Rose Herbs is where I go to get my Rosso clay. Excuse me. Kathy says, how often can you do a 2-minute protein treatment? That's the one I would do once a month or once every other month. That's when I would do that one. Is it okay to condition? What is this on my computer screen? Go away. Go away. Why are you not going away? It's distracting me. That's so weird. Quit. Okay, I had to quit. All right. How often? Wait, I answered that already. Is it okay to condition in single braids, or does the hair need to be out? I would recommend doing it in single braids, honestly. Only because when you braid your hair, right, there are parts of your hair interwoven that won't have access to that yummy, delicious conditioner. You know what I'm saying? So I would do it with your hair out, ideally. Now, if you want to shampoo your hair and twist, twist, you can do that because your shampoo is really for your scalp anyway, but the surfactant will drip down to your hair too. You could do it that way. There are some people who do shampoo and twist and braids, but for conditioning, I think it's best to like get all your hair conditioned. So that's what I recommend. So yeah. Have you used melanin deep conditioner? Is it also a light protein treatment? I have used her deep conditioner. I like it. I don't think it's a light protein treatment. Let me see if I can find the ingredient list. Hold on one second. I can tell you in real time what it is. Okay. Let's see. We got water. We got emollients, surfactant, humectant, fatty alcohol, B vitamin, aloe vera juice, jojoba oil, argan oil, hydrolyzed pea protein, hydrolyzed vegetable protein. So here's the thing. It's tricky. And the reason why it's tricky is because Okay, so one thing I do as a cosmetic chemist, when I look at ingredient list, I look for the 1% line. The 1% line lets me know where it's like anything after the 1% line is going to be less than 1%. That's pretty much what it means, you know? Now, in her formula, she has hydrolyzed pea protein and hydrolyzed, what was it, wheat protein? Vegetable protein. So depending on where it is in the formula, it could be a light protein treatment. And it's kind of by that 1% line. And 1% hydrolyzed protein, I would say, is pretty effective. So it could be a light protein treatment. Definitely not heavy, for sure. Not heavy. But to be honest with you, based off of her formula, for someone who is like protein sensitive or something, you're not going to have a problem with that formula. Long story short, the melanin deep conditioner is more moisture than protein. So I wouldn't be like kind of spooked out about it because of the protein that's in there. But it's more moisture than protein. That's how I'm looking at it when I see that ingredient list. So hopefully that helps you. Good night, Janet. Thank you for joining. I'm about to head out too. I'm right behind you, Janet. I'm right behind you, girl. Moisturizing. I apply the cream, then braid my hair, and then apply the oil to the braid. Is that a better process? I apply the cream, then braid my hair, and then apply the oil to the braid. That's completely fine, Cece. That's perfectly fine. Veronica said, what's the 1% line? The 1% line is where the ingredients fall in the formula at 1% or less. That's the 1% line. Now, it's not a line, but it's something that chemists look for. It's something that we look for more so when we are like reverse engineering a formula. Because that lets us know, how to recreate a product in a sense. So, yeah. That's a whole nother topic, girl. Whole nother topic. What's a good deep conditioner product? There's a lot. I just mentioned some. So the melanin deep conditioner, that's a good one. Shea Moisture Manuka Honey is really good. Aussie Moist makes a really good one. Curlsmith, they're in Ulta. They have good deep conditioner as well. TGIN, another good one too. I have a whole video on deep conditioners that I recommend. If you type in Curly Chemistry Holy Grail products, they'll pop up. Okay. Let's do 2 more questions, then we're going to head out. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Let's see. We are at 139 likes. If we can get to 150 likes, that'd be so great. If this has been helpful for you so far, please be sure to like this video. I'm going to do a few more questions, then we're going to head out. 145? Who's going to be my final 5? Who's going to be my final 5 to hit 150? Who's going to be it? 151. Yay! Thank you guys so much. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate. Thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you. And to everyone else who pushed the button. Thank you. Okay. Let's do a few more questions and then we're going to head out. Let's see. A few more questions. Margaret. Ooh, that's a good, interesting question. Margaret says, how would you address hair changes due to postpartum and hypothyroidism? My ends have become dry and wiry, and I have no idea how to determine the real culprit. Man, that's tough because you have postpartum, right? So your hormones are already kind of going like this, right? Your estrogen levels are getting back down to normal. And then you have the hypothyroidism, right? Which is another hormonal thing as well. So it's tricky. That's really tricky. So one thing I do know about hypothyroidism is that a lot of times it is tied to iodine deficiency, I want to say. So I would look into that. I don't know if you're seeing an endocrinologist, but I would look into that. I will look into look into iodine supplements, iodine, their Scalp has a ton of iodine within it. But I would look into that. Now, once again, I ain't no doctor, girl. I ain't no doctor. Okay. I got a master's in chemistry, but I ain't no MD. So I would consult with your physician, but also do some research too. Do your own research as well. Because a lot of times your hormones, do determine your hair and how dry it is and whatnot. So I would just kind of be mindful of that. In the meantime, I would increase your deep conditioning. I would increase your moisturizing sessions. So if you moisturize your hair a few times a week, you may want to increase that. I would baby your ends because you said your ends are kind of wide, or no, wait, your ends have become dry and wiry. So I would really get some extra TLC to your ends. Like, I don't know how you feel about like heavier oils like olive oil or even a hair grease to lock in that moisture even more, but I would really baby your ends. And what does that look like? That means like when you moisturize your hair, put a little extra moisturizer on your ends. Put a little extra oil on your ends. When you go to deep condition your hair, put a little extra DC on your ends. Like just really baby your ends. And that should help tremendously. And I would also invest, if you don't have one already, invest in a hair steamer. That's going to help tremendously as well to increase that moisture, especially for your ends. So hopefully that helps, but I would definitely look into iodine for sure. Thanks, Teresa. Thank you for all the tips. I will definitely continue to do the research. Happy holidays. You're welcome, Margaret. All right, 2 more questions. CC Local said the random ads during the live are too funny. Are they really? I don't know when the ads come. I don't even know. Like I get like a little notification, but I don't see them. I just keep talking. But CMOS. Yes, Teresa. CMOS is good too. All right, let's go. 2 more questions. We're gonna get out of here. Is Ayurveda powder a protein treatment? Ayurveda powder, is that a brand? I mean, I know what Ayurvedic herbs are. There's like a bunch of different herbs, amla, neem, brahmi, but I've never heard of Ayurveda powder. So I'm not too sure, Danielle. I'm not too sure. I may have to look into that as well. But if you do put that into like is a protein treatment, so I'm assuming it's a ready-made formula. I'm not too sure about that one. But yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. I'm gonna have to look into that Ayurvedic powder. Bentonite clay benefits. It's great for detoxing the hair and the scalp. So it's another natural form of clarifying your hair and your scalp. I prefer Vasil clay. I'm biased. Don't listen to me. I'm just real biased. I just when I used bentonite clay a few years ago, it just kind of left my hair kind of dry, and I probably didn't make the mixture right because some people add like oil and ACV to it, but I just didn't do it right. Probably, I don't know. But the Vasil clay is a lot gentle on my hair, but it's known for detoxifying your hair. Thank you, Erla. God bless you too. Okay. Are you still using the Flore deep conditioner? Hey, Latoya. So for me, I fluctuate out my deep conditioners a lot. So whatever I used 6 months ago is still in my bathroom, but I'm using a whole different set of conditioners right now. But the Flore may come back in January. So it just depends on how I feel and what my hair needs. So yeah. Have a good evening, Pamela. Thank you for joining. Okay, it's okay, Danielle. So Ayurvedic herbs like amla, is it a protein treatment? I wouldn't call it a protein treatment. Like things like amla and neem, I wouldn't call it a protein treatment. It does help to strengthen the follicles. It does help to promote hair growth in some cases. It does help to condition the hair in some cases, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a protein treatment because technically, yeah, I wouldn't call it a protein treatment. I would call it more like of a nourishing treatment that has the ability to condition the hair and promote hair growth. That's kind of what I would look at that as. Because if you think about it, a lot of people who are using Ayurvedic herbs are using it for hair growth, because it does have hair growth stimulating properties naturally within it. But I wouldn't technically call it a protein treatment. So hopefully that helps. Okay, 2 more questions. I think I said 2 more questions like 5 minutes ago. Okay, 2 more questions. Why do people prefer doing twists instead of braids as a protective style? Are there benefits? I think it's just their personal preference, honestly. I like the look of twists. So when I do my passion twist, which I haven't done in a long time, it just gives like a different look. So I think it just depends on the person. Twists are sometimes also easy to do too. You know, it's a lot less hassle. You just so I think it just depends on the person. But as far as like any benefit between the two of them, it's the same thing. I think it's just more of a styling preference than anything. Mm, 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 mm. Ida Richardson, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it and welcome to your first time watching. Hope you come back. Okay, last question. Last question. Okay, the difference between white and yellow shea butter. I think it depends on where the nuts come from, the shea nuts, where they come from, where they originated from, and also how they're processed. I think that's the two main differentiators of what makes white shea butter versus yellow shea butter. So where the nut comes from and also how it's processed. So I've always liked the yellow one for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because of I think there's beta carotene in there. I think there's carotene that makes that yellow color too. I'm not too sure. But I always like the yellow shea butter. New subby, thank you. Thank you, Key Lime Pie. I love your name, Key Lime Pie. Now I'm hungry. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. I'm gonna head on now. Because if I don't, I'm gonna stay on here for another hour. The yellow one is the one not tested. Thanks, Myra. Myra knows. Myra knows her shea butters. Nita says 2 more questions 10 minutes ago. I know. Isn't this horrible? I always do this. I always do this. I always do this. Horrible. Tanya, please do a video on how you do the Roswell clay application. I think I might consider that. I think I might consider it. I normally don't do hair videos. I used to when I first started YouTube forever years ago. But now I just do a lot of teaching. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be on here another 30-hour minutes. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, 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 blessed holiday. Hope you guys are able to take some time off and just relax and get some tea and some hot chocolate. Watch a good movie. I just got done watching what's that movie? Christmas with the Cranks. With the Cranks? Is that the name? I don't know. Well, that was funny. I like Home Alone. That's a classic. The Santa Claus. That's a classic. Jingle All the Way with Sinbad. That's a classic. This Christmas. That's good. I think I can't think of any more right now. All right. I love you guys so much. Be safe. Have fun. If you're traveling, be safe. Wear your seatbelts, all the things. No video this Friday, but I will be releasing, I think I have 2 shorts ready to go. So short form content here on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. The color purple. Wait, the color purple's coming out? Oh, that's coming out. When's the color purple coming out? When is the color purple coming out? This weekend? The 25th? I'm gonna have to see the color purple. And then hopefully next time we come back, we can talk about it. So yeah. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Thank you guys for getting me to 107 likes. I will save this live. So if you just joined or if you didn't catch it from the beginning, you can watch the replay. I love you guys so much. I will definitely do this again, Teresa. My plan is to come back next Wednesday at 7. I think I'm free. I don't think I have anything going on, but that's been the plan. Doing these lives every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned for that. And if I have anything changes, of course, I'll post it in the community box. So, all right, I'm going to head out. Once again, one-on-one hair care coaching. If you want to connect with me one-on-one for your hair, link below. Check out the Curly Chemistry ebooks as well. Link below. Want to start a hair care line? The link is below. Okay. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Be blessed. Be safe. Have fun. Bye.